presenting a new exciting radio program featuring the thrilling adventures of an amazing and incredible personality. Faster than an airplane, more powerful than a locomotive, impervious to bullets.
Up in the sky, look, it's a bird, it's a plane.
It's a podcast.
Race a high-powered bullet to the target. With tremendous weight, he bends solid steel in his bare hands, as though it were...
Hello everybody out there, and welcome back to another episode of It's a Podcast. Today we got a lot to talk about. We have the Marvel and DC Solicits, we have the Guardians of the Galaxy extended trailer, Flash's extended trailer, or actually the gigantic trailer that happened during Arrow. We have the final issue of Forever Evil to talk about in the spotlight, and we have some announcements for the next 2 days on Comic Frontline. But before we get into that, I'd like to welcome back my special guest, Mike.
Hey, everybody. Mike's
going to be with us through not only the podcast, but also on the rundown. This week, Brant couldn't make it. However, we do have a really awesome Zone 4 segment with Brant and guest. I don't want to spoil who it is yet because it's awesome that Brant got this person from Zone 4 to be with him. And they're going to talk about a few things TV related, but I'll leave that for the Zone 4 segment. And right now we're going to get into some talks about trailers, because everybody knows me. I'm not really a humongous movie buff. I'm not a humongous TV person. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of things people call me, but TV and movie reviewer, watcher, what have you, I definitely am not. But after seeing these two trailers, I had to talk about them. And let's talk about the first one I saw, which was The Flash. I don't know about you guys, but that trailer was awesome. We got to see Weather Wizard before he becomes Weather Wizard, of course. We got to see Barry Allen becoming the Flash and coming into the Flash in a way. Kind of a teaser for that. We got to see Zoom, the Reverse Flash, in the trailer. We got to see a lot of nice little tidbits. And Green Arrow will obviously be guest starring in the series. I'm guessing it's going to be the season or the series premiere. But if anything, that trailer really pumps me up for Flash. The series looks like it's going to be amazing. And it is by the CW. I mean, CW gave us an amazing 10 seasons of Smallville. I mean, yeah, there were hiccups. There were some seasons where it looked like it was going to be the end because they were going so bad. But in the end, we got 10 really good seasons of Smallville. We're going to season 10 of Supernatural. Arrow's going strong for season 3, so I have a feeling Flash is going to be a really strong series going into the coming years.
Yeah, I would absolutely say so myself, because it's great that we're getting more DC superheroes to be in TV series. Like you just said, we did Smallville with 10 seasons of run of Superman, and Arrow with Green Arrow going into the 3rd season. And it's really amazing to see Flash going to be in one, because Flash is like my 3rd, 4th favorite DC superhero, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this series, especially with all these surprise guests that are going to be in it, like Reverse Flash and all the other people.
Well, I don't know if they're going to put Reverse Flash in
maybe
right away.
Finale.
I mean, right now it was just a fade. Maybe the finale they'll do like a little bit.
That would be an interesting finale to have that.
I'm eager to see Mirror Master and Captain Cold introduce, the Rogues. That's going to be interesting to see. If they introduce Grodd, I would really like to see how they're going to work Grodd into the TV series.
Well, that or they're going to use some CGI or some other effects. Could be.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean computer effects that relates to, you know what I mean.
I knew exactly what you meant already.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm really pumped up for Flash, and out of all the TV shows that are coming out starting the fall, I think if I was going to watch anything, if I caught up to Supernatural, obviously it'd be Supernatural, and I would absolutely watch The Flash. Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, The Flash is going on either before or after Arrow, which is a good and a bad thing if that's true. It's good because, you know, if you want to watch The Flash, you have, you know, Arrow's before or after it, so you have that. And if you watch Arrow, The Flash is before or after that show. So really it's a smart idea, but at the same time, I would think they'd want to separate their superhero shows a bit. I mean, they did it with, I remember with Smallville, Supernatural Smallville, the power block where it would be Smallville and then it goes into Supernatural. It was really strong, and I believe that's another reason why I watch Supernatural all the time, because it happened right after Smallville, and it's not like I had to go back to CW on a different day. It was like, it was right there. It was right after Smallville. So maybe it's a good, it'll work well for CW to have Green Arrow and Flash on the same night. I guess we'll have to wait and find out. I mean, if Flash builds its own fan base, I mean, I don't think it'll have to be on the same night as Green Arrow anymore, but I would think it's smart.
Right, whichever is convenient for the people to watch whenever it goes on, and, you know, we'll just have to find out then and see where it leads from there. I
don't know if I agree with the Iris actress. I'm not too sure about her, but again, small little nitpicking from me. Iris didn't do anything for me, but the rest of the trailer did like everything for me. So one character, not going to destroy the series. Now we'll have to just wait and see where Flash goes in the coming year. I am looking forward to it. I am looking forward to also catching up to Arrow, which I will be catching up with once Arrow Season 2 comes out on DVD, which ironically will probably be in September. So, yeah. Now, the next trailer, and this trailer, I don't go to the movie theaters. I do go, but rarely. And very few movies this year so far have gotten me out of my seat going, oh my God, I have to see this movie. The Guardians of the Galaxy 2-minute plus trailer has done that for me. I watched that trailer, and the only thing I can feel is excited for the movie. I'm angry because the movie's coming out the last month of summer. That's why I'm angry. I would think that would be a successful movie for July, honestly. I would say Guardians of the Galaxy absolutely should come out in July.
Because it would be perfect.
Yeah.
You know?
That, or they shouldn't have done August. They should have done like October or something. I don't know why, but August is a very weird month to have this movie coming out.
Yeah, it's like a bland month, really. I mean,
not a bland month. I mean, it's still summer, but at the same time, it's the last month of summer. I mean, the next month is fall.
Yeah, well, think of it this way. We have these other popular movies that are out right now, like The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
X-Men's coming out.
The X-Men, Days of Futures Past. The
Captain America.
Yeah, the Captain America Winter Soldier movie. Godzilla, which I've heard lots of positive reviews
I've
about
heard 50-50. Some people loved it, but some people criticized Godzilla because
of the way he was designed?
No, not because of the way he was designed, because they hardly showed Godzilla. It focused more on the people instead of Godzilla.
In a way, it should a little bit, because, I mean, don't get me wrong, like...
No, they shouldn't cut out a fight scene.
No, not a fight scene. If you let me talk, I was just saying, like, they should show a little bit of the people, but then go more into the fight scene where Godzilla versus whoever it is. Right. That's what I was trying to say until you interrupted me.
Well, excuse me, but I took up what you were saying the wrong way. Beside the point, Godzilla looks good, but yeah, you're right. There are a lot of good movies coming out, or out already, I should say. And there are a lot of good movies coming up very soon, you know. Other than Guardians of the Galaxy, there's a lot of other good movies coming. And in the future years, there's a lot of good movies coming. But the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer, I really... there's nothing bad I could say. During the live show yesterday, the one thing that Kat kind of mentioned that I kind of have to agree with is the Gamora and Peter Quill love scene. You know, it didn't happen right away when the Guardians got together. And I do feel like Marvel's just kind of throwing in a romance just to throw in a romance. I mean, they should have... maybe, hopefully, they won't have it develop so quick because Gamora is such a badass character. I hope that they focus on Gamora being Gamora and them, you know, deal with everything else. But the Guardians trailer looks awesome. I love Groot. Another thing that was a little tidbit that kind of threw me off was Rocket Raccoon's voice. I always thought Rocket had like a raspy kind of like scratchy voice. In the movie they're using just a normal average voice, and it's kind of like, I mean, even in the cartoon where they had Rocket Raccoon, he had a scratchy kind of voice. So I'm used to the raspy kind of voice. In my mind, I hear Rocket Raccoon and I hear that raspy voice. I mean, his word bubble is even raspy. I mean, it's not like an average word bubble in a comic book. It has all the wavy lines and everything. So you would think that because of those wavy lines that Rocket has a raspy voice.
Yeah, but when I heard the voice of Rocket Raccoon, I thought that he had like more of that wise voice personality that he has, you know.
Wise cracking, you mean?
Right. I mean, I'm not saying it's not that bad. I'm just saying that...
I didn't say it was bad either. No, I just said I expected
from
a
my
raspy
point
voice.
of view, I'm saying it's not that bad. I'm just saying that it kind of sort of fits Rocket Raccoon's voice, but the movie does seem promising, really.
The movie absolutely seems promising. I really, I'm excited. I mean, after watching that trailer, the one thing I said was, can we please see this movie now? But I just hope that it's not such a huge build-up, like we're building up, you know, oh my God, I can't wait, and then we see the movie and it's like, oh.
Yeah, that kind of sort of happens.
I hope not in this case, because Guardians of the Galaxy has promise, and they could definitely do a lot of sequels with Guardians of the Galaxy.
They could, but it could lead into other things as well, you know, like maybe another movie, like you said, if it does well, and we'll see when it comes out. I mean, the only thing time will tell.
I'm definitely agreeing with you there, yeah. So, excuse me, those are the trailers. A little bit of news before we leave movies and TV altogether is Superman versus Batman, or actually it's now called Batman versus Superman, officially has a title. It is, and ironically, this is the Man of Steel sequel. I mean, I would think that Superman would get top billing in this case, but anyway, the movie's being called Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice. Do we really need to throw that second line in, Dawn of Justice?
Maybe they want.
Couldn't we just simply call it Superman versus Batman? First of all, I love how Batman once again gets top billing. I mean, everybody was calling it Superman versus Batman up until they announced the title today, which is the other way around.
Yeah, I was just saying, maybe they wanted to make the title of that second line so fancy that it'll maybe build up something. Because if they're going to use that second line, Dawn of Justice, it's
Dawn of the Justice League. That's what it means.
Right.
That's exactly what it means.
But let's see if they actually keep their word of the title. But first of all, I don't even know why they put Batman before Superman, because really, I'm used to saying Superman versus Batman from the comic books.
Right, or Superman Batman.
Or Superman Batman. But the logo looks really excellent with the Batman and Superman logos all together in one combination. And it does have the Henry Cavill, who's going to play as Man of Steel Superman.
And Ben Affleck, the Bruce Wayne, which I'm okay with.
Yeah, so that's going to be an interesting team to see together.
Only one actor I still to this day don't like, and I don't like his attitude towards the character. I don't like his attitude when it comes to playing this character, and that's Jesse Eisenberg. People question him about Lex Luthor all the time. He has no clue who Lex Luthor is. First of all, here's a really big question. How the hell do you not know who Lex Luthor is? I mean, Superman's mythos and Lex Luthor himself are like, I mean, anyone who knows anything knows who Lex Luthor is, at least.
The evil genius.
I mean, before I became a fan of Superman, before I started collecting my comic books back in 1998, I knew who Lex Luthor was. I knew him perfectly. I think any human being on the planet knows who Lex Luthor is.
Yeah, and sometimes he's bald and sometimes he has hair. Well,
Yeah, but
Lois
they
and
pull his
Clark,
hair
he
off.
had hair, but then after... You get the point.
I swear, at this point, I would take, and I know a lot of people probably kill me for this, I would take Kevin Spacey Lex Luthor again. I'm sorry, but I would rather have Kevin Spacey
or
as
Michael
Lex Luthor now.
Rosenbaum.
Michael Rosenbaum, I don't think would do it, but I believe he did say he would do it, but they didn't want
I
him.
think he would be perfect.
I think they're doing a huge injustice to the character by making Jesse Eisenberg play it, because Jesse Eisenberg is going to play Jesse Eisenberg, not Lex Luthor. And it's going to ruin Lex Luthor, and that means it's going to cause one of two things. One, Lex Luthor will be omitted from any of the movies for the next couple of years or the next couple of movies, and then they'll bring Lex Luthor back played by a different character, which I wouldn't be so against. I would just be against the huge, disappearance. Or they'll just destroy Lex Luthor and he'll never come back again. And again, that kills Lex Luthor, which pisses me off because that's one of Superman's main antagonists. So, either way, Jesse Eisenberg quite possibly could screw over Lex Luthor's character.
Or let's just hope that one of the characters don't go in more of a darker path, like with Superman snapping Zod's neck or anything.
I think that was a one-time thing.
I hope that they don't do anything like that because, just saying if they're going to kill Lex Luthor.
No, they're not going to kill Lex Luthor. You can't kill Lex Luthor. There are X amount of reasons. Zod wasn't needed anymore. Or even if you threw him in the Phantom Zone, he would disappear and he'd be gone. Lex Luthor is a character you cannot kill. Or you could pretend he's dead and then he comes back. Well, there's no way necks will snap in this case.
Well, one of them I just hope doesn't go in that dark route direction.
No.
In that sort of way.
I don't think so, but still, I want to know why Jesse Eisenberg. But beside the point, the movie looks like it's promising. I like the Bat costume. I like, Henry Cavill did play a very strong Superman in Man of Steel. I wouldn't want to call this movie a Man of Steel sequel, though. I would say just call this movie Batman vs. Superman. It's its own movie. It's not a sequel. It's not a follow-up. It just continues Henry Cavill as Superman, of course, but it's its own movie. Don't consider this a sequel or a follow-up. Why is this a follow-up to Man of Steel? How is this a follow-up to Man of Steel? Because Henry Cavill's playing in it? Because it takes place after Man of Steel? No. Then you want to have Man of Steel 2 or Superman 2 with Superman alone. Or you wanted to call the movie Superman Batman. Not give Batman top billing on a Man of Steel sequel, and not give Batman... Actually, you know what I liked about Superman Batman way back pre-New 52? They didn't even call it Superman Batman. It was the Batman symbol with the Superman S inside of it. Nobody had top billing. No names were even mentioned on the cover. It was literally just the two symbols together in the same spot on the cover. The end. Nobody had top billing. They did say Superman Batman, but that was just the way people called the title.
Yeah, I just don't know why they can't do Marvel's direction. Like, they have the origin stories of all the superheroes that led into the Avengers. It wasn't a sequel towards a Captain America movie, a Hulk movie, or Thor. It took place right after their origin story.
I question where Warner Brothers is going with this. I really do, but at this point, the gears are already in motion. There's nothing we can do except wait for the movie to come out and pray that it's good. And I pray that Jesse Eisenberg has such a small role that they could replace him before any further DC movies come out with Lex Luthor in it. That's all I have to say on it. The end. As far as the Man of Steel movie, coming soon. That's all I can say as far as my opinion on that. But that's it for TVs and movie. Other than that, I want to save the comic spotlight, obviously, for after we do Solicits. So let's go into some Solicits. And the one thing I have to say about August from both DC and Marvel, more so DC than Marvel, is nothing wowed me. Nothing really made me sit back and go, oh my God, I can't wait for August. I can't wait for these books to come out. Nothing did that for me. It felt like just an okay month. Even when we were going through the DC Solicits on the live show this past Tuesday, it felt like I was grabbing for titles to talk about.
Minus the cancellations.
That's first. I want to talk about that first. There are, however, we're going to start with DC Comics, obviously. There are, however, going to be 6 cancellations. Birds of Prey, Batwing, Superboy, Pandora, Phantom Stranger, and All-Star Western. Now, I didn't see All-Star Western. Kat actually pointed that out to me before the live show, and I actually did look up All-Star Western, and it actually is true. All-Star Western...
First of all, I just want to know why All-Star Western.
I mean, we didn't really have All-Star Western,
I mean, sure, it had its minor hiccup when I was reading
hiccup
in the middle because I came back, didn't I? When the whole Booster Gold thing happened, and now it's doing so well, but now it's just why? I mean, I didn't expect to see this book ending.
I don't know. It still doesn't say finale in the listings, but whatever. We'll see in September.
Unless they're going to redo it or something.
There's a huge possibility, especially with Birds of Prey, that they're going to start it up again at some point. So, we don't know.
And also, it's unfair for Fam Stranger on Pandora just because of what happened after Forever Evil Blight. I mean, look at Constantine. Recently, Constantine comic books have been dwindling. Even some people told me that it's been dwindling, and I could highly agree with people who've told me.
Well, anyway,
I don't know.
Anyway, these are the 6 titles that are ending, but we all know that when there are titles that end, titles begin, but not in September. Because actually, all the titles that are ending, even though they're in their last issue in August, they are coming back in September for the 3D covers, for example, Superboy, and so we'll see. Maybe some will start up. Maybe we'll have a relaunched Superboy title at some point. A relaunched Birds of Prey. Because I don't think Birds of Prey will stay gone. I think the team will just change or whatever.
They're like
I don't know.
A little more.
Batwing suffered from being caught up in not one but 2 Batman events. 0 Year and Gothtopia. And Gothtopia, I believe, was what killed Batwing, because Batwing was going strong up until Gothtopia crossed over to it, and that's when I feel like the entire series just tanked to the point where now they actually are ending the series. And will it start up again? I doubt it. I mean, they changed Batwings, and it worked for a little while, and now it's not working anymore. So now DC's like, okay, we tried a different Batwing, it's not working, time to close the shop. And I don't know what's going to happen in October. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I guess October we'll find out what books will be replacing the 6 books that are being canceled. Another book in August that's starting up is The Multiversity, written by Grant Morrison. So don't run away just yet, folks. This is going to explore different worlds like Earth 23, Earth. There's 52 DC universes out there in their multiverse.
Well, so that's why it's called New 52.
Right. Other than Earth 2, which is going to be destroyed, and Earth 3, which is already destroyed. So there are still other universes out there. This is going to touch on a few. It looks really interesting. I definitely will be picking it up. It's a $5 a month book. I'm guessing maybe the first issue is only $5. We'll find out the following month. But after the disappointment of Secret Origin, I'm glad that Multiversity will be the only book I get for $5 each and every month. Justice League number 34, I believe, is introducing the new Power Ring. And
it's written by Jeff Johns, which is really amazing to see him in it.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to read all of them, but Future's End. We have Cadmus Island turns against itself as the Earth 2 prisoners break out. So apparently Earth 2 has prisoners. This continues the whole we didn't get to read World's End yet, so we have no idea what's going on with Earth 2 people. Constantine realizes he's on to something much bigger than he thought as the events of 5 years later from now begin to collide.
When did Constantine appear in Future's End?
I don't know, but issue 15 will have him focused. Issue 16 says the threat behind Stormwatch's entire existence reveals itself. And then finally issue 17, who is the masked Superman? What does his identity have to do with last week's startling ending? The answers will shock you as the entire new 52 gets ready to jump 5 years into the future. So by the way, guys, I found out that 5 years later is 5 years later from Future's End. So technically, we're going 10 years later.
Why 10? Why not 5 like they
Because
said?
Future's End is 5 years later.
Right.
And they're jumping another 5 years into the future with what's happening in Future's End.
So why don't they just call it then 10 years later?
I don't know. But anyway, I'm skipping over a few books. I'm not going to talk about every single book, guys. You can check the solicits out. I will put the links for comic-related solicits in the description for both DC and Marvel. This way you guys can check them out. Aquaman just continues to not interest me whatsoever. Secret Origins issue 5 is going to focus on Cyborg, Red Hood, cool, and Mera. Again, guys, pick and choose which Secret Origin books you want because they're $5 books, and if it's a character you're not interested in, you don't have to buy it. It doesn't really impact the DC Universe as far as, like, if you're not interested in Cyborg, Mera, or Red Hood, why would you buy the issue? There's no point.
Exactly.
I just don't feel there's a point to the Secret Origin series at this point anymore. Grayson number 2. Grayson digs deeper into the mysterious organization known as Spiral. Really? And learns more about his new partner, Helena Bertinelli. Why do I... Oh, that's Huntress.
Why does he even need a partner? Nightwing
teamed up with Huntress before.
Yeah, but isn't he more of a guy that does things by himself ever since the whole thing when he turned from Robin and Nightwing because of Batman? I don't know. It's a whole new ball game, I guess.
Also, we get issue 2 for New Suicide Squad, which I'm not interested in, and Teen Titans, which I'm not interested in. However, I'm glad Beast Boy is green. I would like to throw that out there.
Oh, thank God.
As I said, Trinity of Sin, The Phantom Stranger issue 22 is the final issue, as well as Pandora issue 14.
Why?
I don't know why Justice League 3000 is even around anymore. World's Finest. Oh, that's another title. I'm sorry, guys. World's Finest is also ending. Issue 26 is the end of the line for World's Finest. Why? Because starting October, World's End is going to begin, and that's basically... I'm surprised that Earth 2 is going to continue forward because of World's End.
I'm just wondering how they're ending so many of these DC comic
Well,
books.
World's Finest, Power Girl and Huntress found their way home, so it's over. That was the whole point of World's Finest.
Yeah, but explain...
They made it back to Earth 2. That's it.
Yeah, but explain the other issues, final issues.
I wish I could.
I got... there's got to be a twist or something to it because...
There might be. We don't know. But anyway, World's Finest 26 brings Power Girl and Huntress back to Earth 2. And then Earth 2 issue 26, which is Superman versus Superman. We have Val Superman versus... Kal-El Superman, who is now basically Apocalypse, and Power Girl and Huntress are back, so now Power Girl is going to save her cousin, and Huntress is fighting the new Batman, which is Batman's father. So that's going to be a very, very interesting thing. And then in the Superman books, at least Superman Wonder Woman number 11, Superman Doom number 2, which is the Pendulum issue, I believe, or the grand finale, I want to make sure. Oh, it's the final issue, I believe.
Oh, wow.
And we have Superman issue 34, which is the Pendulum issue, I believe. No, Superman number 34 actually. No, I'm sorry, guys. My fault. It's Action Comics 34, which is Superman Doom's Pendulum issue. And then Superman 34 continues, the John Romita Jr. Story. So... Yeah, Jeff Johns is writing it.
Yeah, but they have lots of directions with all these
I don't know what books are where anymore with Superman. I mean...
I know, it's confusing.
This month, Superman is part of Doomed. But then starting next month, I believe, is when Jeff Johns and John Romita Jr. are taking over. So...
I don't know why they just can't separate and they just come out at the same time.
Again, apologies, guys. So it's Superman Wonder Woman 11... Action Comics 34, and then I believe it all is going to end in Superman Doomed issue number 2, which is, it's a one-shot, but it's the second issue to the one-shot. We got number 1 this week, or last Wednesday. Supergirl continues not to interest me. Superboy is ending, like I said. Batman Eternal is starting to look really, really good.
It is the year of Batman this year.
We have Batgirl, Batwoman... and Jason Todd race to find evidence that may save Commissioner Gordon. That's issue number 18. Issue 19, Jason Bard and Batman are forced to help Killer Croc when his followers are attacked by demonic monsters. We're going into... Here's that side story again. Issue 20 doesn't have a description. I guess there was a mistake in the Solicits. And then issue 21, after being injected with fear toxin, Alfred is dragged away to Arkham Asylum, thus explaining Alfred in a straitjacket.
Well, that's something you don't see or never expected to see. Alfred being
We're not talking
Arkham
about
Asylum.
Batman, Superman, because I'm telling you guys, as long as Jay Lee is on this story, on this book, I'm sorry, I just can't. His artwork just does not work or fit for this book.
Let's just move on. In a way.
Batman 34, now that 0 years over, is connecting to Batman Eternal. So now Scott Snyder is no longer joined by Greg Capullo. The artist and cover is by Matteo Scalera. So hopefully we'll have Greg Capullo return. But for right now, I guess he's walked off the series, at least while Eternal's going on, or maybe just for this issue. Who knows? Batman and Robin. Obviously, Batman and Robin, the title itself, is back. And Batman's looking for Damian, and he's going down a dark path. Who didn't see that coming? What other books? Harley is getting 2 issues for the month of August, which I don't even understand why. Catwoman, I'm surprised that's still going on. Batwing is ending. Sinestro issue 5 looks really good. Sinestro and Hal Jordan have a score to settle.
Oh, about time.
Also, we get answers to the question everybody's been asking: where is Parallax? I cannot wait to see that.
Ooh, that is a good question. I didn't even think of that.
And then, of course, the war is still going on in the Green Lantern books. Guy Gardner is fighting Atrocitus in Red Lanterns number 34. Nobody cares about what Kyle's doing in New Guardians at this point. All-Star Western, again, is ending. Now, for those of you Wonder Woman fans who've been dying for Wonder Woman, you know, the real Wonder Woman, the one that we haven't been getting since Wonder Woman issue 1 of the New 52, get this comic. It's called Sensational Comics featuring Wonder Woman, issue number 1. Hopefully, this is going to be the Wonder Woman pre-New 52 title, just like Adventures of Superman is the pre-New 52 Superman title. It's a digital first series, but it is Gail Simone and Amanda
that's awesome.
Debert with art by Ethan Van Sciver and Kat Staggs, and it's Wonder Woman pre-New 52. I'm getting this book to support the pre-New 52 line. And speaking of Adventures of Superman, there's an awesome cover for Adventures of Superman issue number 16 this week. And, of course, it's still pre-New 52 Superman. Smallville Season 11 starts up a new story arc called Chaos.
Yeah, it's 4 issues. It's issue 1 of 4.
And we get another special. Again, this does not focus on Superman at all. This special focuses on Zatanna and John Constantine. So, Mike, you're buying the special this time.
Well, yeah, if it involves those two that were from Justice League Dark, sure, I see that. But I don't know what the reason is that they're in it.
I have no clue either.
I'll check it out.
Let's see, are there any other interesting books? Scribblenauts is a really cute book for the kids, I will say that.
I've been reading it. It's amazing.
And then collected books. Batman's getting his 75th anniversary commemorative collection book. So for those of you out there that are interested in that, I would definitely check that out. Toy-wise, however, I'm looking over the rest of the books. I want to see. Vertigo. Ooh, Vertigo. Are there any books that we are reading that are really big?
Well, there was Coffin Hill I saw.
Coffin Hill, yeah. Hinterkind is another one.
Yeah.
No. Toy-wise, Why the Last Man, book 1 looks really good. It's only $20. I would
it's a trade paperback.
Recommend it. Yeah. Toy-wise, we have Batman, the animated series figures coming out, both with Batman, Catwoman, well, not both, with all 4 characters here. Batman, Catwoman, Mr. Freeze, and Two-Face. Each one is sold separately. We have the Batman 75th Anniversary 4-pack, set 2, which has Dark Knight Returns, Frank Miller Batman, Justice, Batman by Alex Ross, Designer Series Greg Capullo Batman, and Super Friends Batman. The box set is $75, so
Whoa.
For set 1 it's $75, for set 2 it's $75. That's a lot of $75.
And it's on sale in November, so...
One thing I am interested in is this. Superman, the Man of Steel Superman statue. It's $80. It's part of the Superman line. They're releasing a Superman statue or 2 every single month almost. This one I think I would get because I love Superman the Animated Series, and that's what this is
And
based
it's
off
also
of.
on sale in November as well. So they
Yeah,
can
it's
pre-order it.
allocate. No, it says allocations may occur, so we don't know yet.
Oh, well, I didn't see that because of small printing.
We also have the Batman animated, Son of Batman animated movie figure set, which is Deathstroke, Nightwing, Robin, and Batman. Those are cool. The next scale size prop for the lantern batteries, the Red Lantern power battery to be more specific, is coming out in November also, but you can order it in August. And then just a bunch of black and white Batman statues. Those statues are really popular with Batman.
Yep, I guess so.
That's it for DC. Really nothing super spectacular. Going into the red side of things, Marvel. First thing you get hit with when you look at the Marvel Solicits is the 75th Anniversary Magazine, issue number 1. Covers by Greg Land. And for retailers, it says all ages free, 96 pages. But it says here also available for order a keepsake edition of Marvel 75th Anniversary number 1, which is $10. So if you want the keepsake version, it's $10. Or there'll be a free version. Up to you guys. Original Sin is concluding with issues 7, and 8. So big stuff is going to be happening there. Amazing Spider-Man 5, Original Sin continues and I believe concludes. Original Sins, the miniseries, is going to be concluding. Nova, Fantastic Four, Deadpool. Oh, I should give numbers. That would be smart.
Yeah, after I'm done reading the Deadpool issues of Original Sin, I'm going to just drop it afterwards.
Oh, okay. But it's Nova 20, Fantastic Four 8, Deadpool 33, all connected to... Daredevil number 7, Avengers 34, Guardians of the Galaxy 18, Uncanny X-Men number 25. All of them are connected to Original Sin, but I'm guessing this will be the end of the connection to Original Sin. Moving along for the rest of the Avenger books. New Avengers looks interesting, but the Illuminati is broken now. Avengers World looks has a really nice cover. Really not much else worth discussing. Now we're on the Ultimate side of the universe. Miles Morales, The Ultimate Spider-Man issue 4, Spidey versus Spidey. The Peter Parker Spider-Man versus the Miles Morales Spider-Man.
There's got to be a catch to that.
I think so too.
Because that can't be Peter Parker.
I don't think so.
They're saying it is Peter Parker, but one or two ways. I think it's either Chameleon or something
completely different.
Or maybe Mysterio behind it. Who knows?
All new Ultimates 6 and 7. I'm sorry I gave up on the Ultimates. Spider-Man 2099 issue number 2. That cover looks awesome, and I'm really looking forward to it. The return of Superior Spider-Man for, I believe, one issue. Yeah. Oh no, it says the Road to Spideyverse starts here, so maybe we'll get one more. It's a $5 book, so I would guess that this is the final issue. But it's an extra-sized monumentous issue, including a story drawn by living legend Adam Kubert. How is Superior Spider-Man still around? Where is he? What is he doing? The Road to Spideyverse starts here. Now, Jay pointed this out. Superior Spider-Man disappeared. Remember in that one book? Yeah. He was sent somewhere, and then he gets zapped back to a specific point in time. And he says something about Peter Parker and whatnot.
Yeah,
so
that...
It's going to be interesting to see. This will probably connect to that somehow. Amazing Spider-Man 1.4. I'm loving the Alex Ross covers still. Marvel Heroes. We got Legendary Star-Lord issue 2, which I'm looking forward to. Rocket Raccoon issue 2. Very cartoony cover. I'm really hoping that they don't go too cartoony and they actually try to do a serious kind of story with Rocket Raccoon and don't try to over cutesify it, so to speak, if you know what I mean. I don't want them to too cutesify Rocket. Rocket is a serious character and should be treated as such. Let's see. I don't know if this is the last issue for Moon Knight, but it says don't miss the conclusion of Warren Ellis, Decal Salvi, and Jordi Belair. So I don't know. Punisher is crossing over with Black Widow. Punisher 9 and Black Widow 9 are both crossing over.
That's going to be something interesting.
Deadly Hands of Kung Fu is ending with issue 4.
Oh, so it's not going to be on.
No. Iron Thunderbolts 29 and 30 are coming out, so it's Punisher versus the Thunderbolts 3 through parts 3
Wait,
through
Skull
4.
to Skull against the Ghost Rider. I thought Ghost Rider died.
Yeah, their Solicits are good at
I
doing
knew
that.
it.
New Warriors has a really nice cover. Let's see, what else we got? Hulk 5 looks... Hulk is now
real.
with lots of dots, and it says Banner No More. And it says the cover's by Alex Ross, so I might just get it just for the fact
cover,
that it's
yeah.
Alex Ross's cover. Fantastic Four looks really good. Fantastic Four issue 9, which is now outside. I guess this is the second issue. I guess it's coming out twice a month, but this breaks away from Original Sin, and it's the adventures with the kids of the Future Foundation and the original Human Torch, not Johnny Storm, the first Human Torch. Guardians of the Galaxy Annual looks really interesting also. Involves S.H.I.E.L.D. Let's see, anything else. Disney Kingdoms, this new book called Figment. I don't know. I'm feeling 50-50 with it. I'm going to have to feel it out with issue 1. Then the X books, it's all about Wolverine's death except for Wolverine and the X-Men, Cyclops, and a few other books here and there.
They have another Deadpool versus book.
Yep, Deadpool versus X-Force.
I thought we were getting Deadpool versus Hawkeye.
Yeah, that's starting in September.
Oh, jeez. What is it with these verses? He versed the Marvel Universe. I thought that was enough. Ay.
But Wolverine and the X-Men apparently is going to be doubling up soon again. Issue 7 and 8 are coming out in August. And I believe All New X-Men is also coming out twice this month. Or am I wrong? No! All New X-Men, only one issue, issue 31. So they're switching it up. Wow. That's crazy. Alright, well, anyway, All New X-Factor looks really good.
Yeah, that I'm reading it now. I'm really enjoying while I read it.
And then I believe that's it. The rest are all collected editions. There is a Marvel 75th Anniversary Omnibus. It's $100. And it's got tons and tons of different stories inside of it from several different comic characters. I might get it just because it's a 75th celebration. I'm not sure. Maybe it'll be a early Christmas present. Who knows? From August to December, anything's possible when it comes to Christmas. Book-wise, I'm looking through to see if there's any straight-to-book or OGN, so to speak, and there are none. Then there's a bunch of posters. So, guys, that's it for the Solicits. There's really nothing else. Like I said, guys, I'm very disappointed that, nothing stood out for me in the Solicits this month, really.
Yeah, like some are... I mean, there are some that are pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of events that are happening in the Marvel Universe.
Mm-hmm.
And a little bit of so-called endings in DC. But, I don't know. I mean, some of them look okay, and some of them look a little bit okay. I mean, that's just the way it is, I guess, with the Solicits.
I guess that's it. All right, so that's it for the news. Let's go into the comic spotlight. And there's one book. It came out yesterday. So, guys, if you are listening to this on Thursday or even Friday, and you have not read Forever Evil, issue number 7, there are going to be huge spoilers for Forever Evil issue 7 in this spotlight, because the spotlight for Forever Evil 7 is going to be all the things that they showed or all the things that happened in Forever Evil issue number 7. And man, oh man, for a person who said a certain word wasn't going to be used anymore,
well, they were.
What a lie.
What a lie indeed.
So, I'm not going to give the book away. I'm going to give exactly the way all the other websites are doing it right now. I'm going to give the abridged version or the outline version of all the things that happened in the aftermath of Forever Evil. And the first thing being Ted Kord was actually introduced. And he's young. Lex Luthor was gonna buy the company from Ted Kord. I believe his father died in the Forever Evil story. I believe. I'm not sure. But instead of buying Cord Industries out, he actually does a nice thing, and that's another thing. Lex Luthor actually is taking the turn from the dark side over to the light side. I mean, he's still an egomaniac. He's still he's got an ego the size of
you never know. Zebra never changes its stripes.
Very true. But his ego aside, it's nice to see Lex on the good guy side, even if it is for a little while.
Yeah.
Especially after Smallville. I mean, before Michael Rosenbaum took that dark turn, everybody loved the way Lex Luthor was when he was good. So it was like everybody was kind of hoping that through Smallville, DC Comics, in the comics, would change Lex Luthor to a good guy. And they've done it pre-New 52 a little bit. So it's nice to see that they're actually giving Lex Luthor that chance. You know, him working in the Justice League, though, that was kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, even in the Injustice comic books and in video games as well, Lex Luthor's turned over a new leaf and worked with the Justice League. Maybe they're focusing more on that standpoint.
Maybe. Also, Nightwing is not dead. Nightwing actually survived. But because his secret identity was...
it was revealed, though. Right?
Because it was revealed, what they decided to do was the Grayson series. So he's going undercover now. So there is no more Nightwing. Technically, in a technical term, Nightwing is dead. But Dick Grayson is still alive.
So he's just using his
He's
name
just going to be a
instead of
secret
the
agent now,
superhero
kind of
name.
like Winter Soldier. But I'm sure at some point Nightwing will return. Maybe he'll change his name. Who knows? But Dick will return at some point. I'm almost positive Dick Grayson's not going to be gone forever. Or maybe the New 52 will undo itself. We'll get the old DC universe back and all this never happened. Another thing is the Crime Syndicate actually are prisoners, most of them, mainly the top three, the Trinity of the Crime Syndicate, are still on the DC Universe main New 52 universe. Owlman is still out there somewhere. Ultraman is a prisoner, and so is what's her name? Superwoman. And it's found out that the baby's not Night Owl. It's Owlman's. It's not Ultraman's. It's Alexander Luthor's baby.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Superwoman got around places.
What? How? Wait. How is that even possible?
I don't
And
know.
what? Wow, that is a huge shocker right there. I did not see that coming at all.
Some characters disappeared, like Vibe and Element Woman. All of a sudden, it's like they never existed. They could not find them.
Well, Vibe really was...
Vibe, I think, I remember when his series ended, he was in a different universe.
Right, but Vibe I didn't really... I mean, in my opinion, don't take this seriously, everybody. Like, Vibe, in my opinion, I didn't really see as a useful team member or...
Neither did I.
I mean, he was good in some sort of ways, but not that much, really.
Element Woman I found very annoying.
I did too. I was going to say that, yeah. She was kind of annoying.
So, it's really no skin off. I'm not really overly upset that either of them are, disappeared, so to speak. So, yeah. And then the final page.
Oh, man.
We get to see the word that Dan Didio swore we would never see again. The name of Chapter 7, or Issue 7, for Forever Evil is called Crisis of Self. The word crisis was, as Dan Didio said, there would never be another crisis ever again. Well, then answer me this, Dan Didio, or Mr. Liar Pants I should call you, because this is the hugest spoiler of the book. So if you've sat through all those other spoilers, this is something you will not want to hear until you've read it for yourself. But the last page showed who was the one that destroyed Earth 3 and who is coming or was coming to Earth, the regular DC universe, or the New 52 Earth. And actually there's going to be a fight between this character and Darkseid, quite possibly during World's End. And that is, spoiler alert times a million here, the Anti-Monitor. Now, for those of you that don't know who the Anti-Monitor is, he is the reason for every single crisis that happened pre-New 52. He was the main crisis, like the very first ever crisis, the very first reboot ever in the DC Universe was because of the Anti-Monitor. So you all can understand why I'm very, very apprehensive about seeing him in the last page.
Why is he even... And they said they were never going to use this. Like
they said they were never going to use the word crisis, and Anti-Monitor is a multiverse traveling fool, so I don't know. But then again, with Multiversity, they're exploring other universes. I think that DC Comics isn't even sure what they want anymore with their books. I say, and I still say to this day, if the New 52 ever fails, like hard, if it starts to fail hard, and books aren't selling anymore, don't be surprised DC won't do an event that'll bring back the old 52 or the old DC universe just to bring sales back, by appealing to their older readers again. Don't be surprised. And that's why when it comes to the old DCU versus the new, for example, Adventures of Superman or Sensational Comics Presents Wonder Woman, that's why I'll buy those before I buy the New 52 stuff.
Or they'll do a crossover of the old versus new, which would build a big sale if they were going to do that.
I don't understand why don't just make this New 52 universe the Ultimate Universe.
Why don't they just put them both together, of old and new,
Yeah, little elements of each, you mean.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Absolutely. But this was a huge book this week, and there was also crossovers with Justice League 30. I know next week Nightwing is coming out, which is the final issue of Nightwing, which will continue, obviously, the fate of Nightwing. Justice League of America issue number 14 as well is connected to this. The ramifications to Suicide Squad is coming out next week. So finally, the first event of DC is over. However, we're going right into the next event in a mere 2-ish months, with 5 years later. And we're still going on with Future's End and Batman Eternal and soon World's End. So there's a lot going on in the DC universe, or at least the New 52 universe right now. I don't know what this universe is anymore, if it's really just the New 52 or if it is the DC universe. I don't even think DC knows what it wants anymore.
I don't think so either.
Maybe Tom DeFalco could fix a few things.
Or other writers as well.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see.
So remember, these spoilers all happen in Forever Evil 7, Justice League 30, and Justice League of America issue number 14. So if you want to see all the stuff that's going on and more, check all those books out. Those conclude Forever Evil. So Forever Evil is now forever behind us.
Yep.
But man, oh man, the Anti-Monitor brings bad memories up in my mind. Bad, bad, bad memories. So that was your comic spotlight for the week of... What is this? The week of the 21st, I believe?
Yep.
The week of the 21st. So we've decided to give you the week of the 21st instead of give you some books from 2 weeks ago. But Zenescope Appreciation Week is still going on.
It is amazing.
And we are enjoying ourselves so much. I'm not going to do this after the rundown, so I'm going to let you guys know now. There is going to be a major announcement video on Comic Frontline, be probably around the exact same time this video is going up on my channel, or maybe a little bit before. Tomorrow, or actually I should say today, because today's Thursday if you're listening to this on the day it comes out. Tonight at 9 o'clock, we are going to be having on Comic Frontline for the next 2 days, today and Friday, we are going to have a 2 separate panel live show. I said it so wrong. We're calling them e-panels, and they're Zenescope e-panels. We're going to be sitting down with the creators and writers and artists for Zenescope, and they're going to be telling us, it's going to basically be like a Comic-Con panel. And today, on Thursday, at 9 o'clock p.m., Eastern Time, of course, the guests will be Tony Bassini, Latoya Morgan, Jeff Macy, Troy Brownfield, and Ralph Tedesco. Those will be the guests on Thursday night, tonight's e-panel. They'll be talking about stuff going on with them from Zenescope. They're going to be talking about stuff coming out in the future. And then we're going to have a couple of Q&A moments at the end of the show. That's e-panel number 1. On Friday, at the exact same time, 9 p.m. Eastern, our guests will be Shay McKenzie, Anthony Spey, Larry Watts, Meredith, we were not given a last name, and the legendary Patrick Shand. We've had him on Comic Frontline before. And same thing, they're going to be talking about stuff that's coming out, and going on with them and from Xenoscope. And then we're going to have a Q&A session at the end. And then that's going to be the major e-panel. That is huge stuff. Exclusive to Comic Frontline. These are exclusive panels on Comic Frontline. They're going to be on our YouTube channel, which then goes straight to comicfrontline.com and comicrelated.com. This is exclusive stuff specifically for our for Comic Frontline. So this is going to be huge. I cannot wait for both panels tonight and tomorrow night, or Thursday night for us, and Friday night. They're going to be humongous. We have no idea what's coming, but we do have a lot of questions that we are going to be asking each and every person that is going to be on those shows. So that, I guess, is the major announcement for the next couple of days for Comic Frontline. Huge, huge stuff. So anyway, guys, I'm now going to turn it over to Brant and special guest. They will introduce themselves when the segment begins for the Zone 4 segment of this show, and then me and Mike will come back and we will finish off this episode with the comic rundown. Apologies that this episode probably is only going to make it to about an hour and a half. That's due to the fact that we are heavily working on Xenoscope Appreciation Week. As a matter of fact, once we're done recording this, Mike and I are actually going to be recording a couple of videos for Xenoscope Appreciation Day. I believe we're up to day 4. Yep. And they're going to be going up on Thursday morning along with this podcast. So that's kind of why we are going to be doing this podcast a bit quickly. We're going to be ending this a bit quickly, and then we're going to go straight into those videos. There's going to be comic reviews, figure review, and then, of course, the major announcement video. So I will now turn it over to Brant and the Zone 4. Take it away, Brant.
All right, thanks, Chris, and everybody. Welcome back to another segment of Zone 4 here on It's a Podcast. And this time, I am very pleased to have with me Captain Ron Fortier. Hey, Ron.
Hey, Brant. Glad to be here.
Yeah. So we decided for this week we are going to talk about some fall TV. The May upfronts were just last week, and all the newest shows were announced and everything. And we figured we'd talk about what we're excited about coming out, coming back, what we're lamenting that's canceled, whatever crosses our mind. So,
yeah. And probably best to start with what got canceled after like one season, which was really bad news for some shows. I mean, I don't know about you, but Almost Human was really starting to get its legs, and I'm really bummed out that it got canceled.
Yeah, I had never gotten around to watching an episode of it. I'd always wanted to because I heard you and others talking about it and, praising the show and everything for, finally getting its legs under it, like you said. But yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't invest in it now.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm kind of bummed too because, and what channel was that on, NBC?
Oh, that was Fox.
Oh, was it Fox? Well, that makes sense then.
Yes, no big surprise there. I mean, I swear to God, they got a guy working at that network who just sits there with an axe, and the minute a rating falls, it's chop, chop. It's
or even worse, any genre
yeah.
media like that. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's brutal. You know what I mean? Come on, give it a chance.
Yeah.
And that was one of the genre shows that I was really bummed out didn't come back. And the other one was one that Bill Gladman and I were really huge fans of. And that was, God, I think that was a network show, CBS or NBC, I'm not sure which. But the Dracula series.
Oh, yeah, it was NBC. Yeah. It aired the same night as Grimm. Yeah.
Exactly. It was the follow-up to Grimm, so it was like this 2-hour, genre block on the network, and with those two back to back, that was some fun viewing on a Friday night, and I really enjoyed how they modernized the characters from the classic, film that we all know, and made it, into the modern world. They had him as this, posing as an American engineer, financier kind of guy and stuff like that, and battling this ancient dragon of cult of the dragon or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. It had some really scary moments, some interesting, twist on the characters, all that good stuff. And it was one of those things where you really felt like if it comes into a second season, it's really going to take off.
Yeah.
And boom, it's canceled.
All right. I watched up until the break. It took a short little break there.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember how many episodes that was, but it wasn't that many. But I really enjoyed what I did see. And, there have been rumors of cancellation throughout from that hiatus up until they actually officially canceled it. And it was like back and forth. So I was kind of afraid, again, to reinvest once it came back from the break. So I just never picked it back up. But it was really good. And I was actually surprised how far they went for an NBC primetime show. Which is
right.
Yeah.
Which is a good segue here, unless there's another show you want to discuss that's not being canceled. But since we want to talk a little bit more about what's exciting us about what's coming next year, the new fall season. That segue that you just mentioned, I want to reiterate, is the chances networks are taking now, much more so than they did 5-6 years ago, and I think that's a lot of reaction to what we're seeing on the cable networks.
Right.
So to compete, they have got to step out of that little narrow confined box and start giving people a little bit more mature adult fare. And I don't mean, like we're not talking about X-rated stuff, but really we're talking about in the genre sense, you do have to have some more violence and those things to make them, at least true to their source origins. And I'm now referring to the trailers I've been seeing for Constantine.
Exactly. Yeah, I knew where you were going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's basically taking the time slot of Dracula. It is paired with Grimm on Friday nights, which is a brilliant idea. Two genre programs back to back, both the supernatural, kind of show and everything. And yeah, that trailer, that first full trailer they showed, I was like really impressed. I was very skeptical up to that point.
Right. Well, I like the fact that we're keeping him British.
Right. Yeah.
Which works immediately. Okay. And that's what I like, and then like you're talking about. There's a lot of really amazing special effects shots in these trailers, so they're shelling out some big bucks for this series.
Yeah.
And hopefully, because Grimm's been on, God, I'm trying to keep them straight in my mind. I think Grimm's been on 4 seasons now, maybe 3 or 4. I think it's just finished its 3rd season.
Yeah, I believe so.
And it'll be coming back next fall for its 4th season. It has a huge following. I mean, it's into comics now and everything else. So I'm really hoping that, again, another comic-related series, a la Constantine, which has always had a big following as far as comic fans are concerned, people are going to appreciate the effort going into making this series. And fingers crossed, we see that same quality we're seeing in the trailer on a weekly basis. I think they got a big winner on their hands.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I completely agree, and I'm sure, especially the comic fan base is always split on everything. but some of my friends that are huge Constantine fans watched this and were like, finally, this is the Constantine we deserved.
Right.
I personally liked the Keanu Reeves movie, but that's only because I didn't know anything about Constantine whatsoever, so it was just a movie to me. And
I'm with you. I can say, I saw it and I liked it. I have a copy of it on DVD, and I don't think it's a bad movie at all.
But it's not Constantine. Yeah.
No, it's a huge diversion from the comic book source.
Right.
So it's nice to see that they're gonna tackle that with the series. So, anyways, hey, let's talk about some new series coming that are related to older series already on the air. All right, and 2 of those come to mind immediately to me. And these are the 2 that excite me the most. I mean, obviously, Agent of Shields has been picked up for a second season. Well, Yahoo, after the way, they wrapped up season 1 and shook up the Marvel fan base big time, that amazing connection to Captain America, Winter Soldier, and everything else. And lo and behold, they did it. They went and greenlit that short series. I think we're talking 6 to 8 episodes of Peggy Carter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Agent of Shield. Oh my, Agent Carter. That's what it's called, right? Agent Carter. I'm blown away, Brant. I mean, this to me is a case of a corporation, i.e., Marvel Studios. All right, really, really listening to their fans, because once they did that little 20-minute Peggy Carter's mini movie that appeared on, I think it was Iron Man 3 DVD or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. The hue and cry throughout fandom all over the internet was deafening. And I was one of those voices. That thing was just absolutely so well produced and done, and actually showed the potential that this character still had to develop in this kind of a role.
Yeah. And hats off to both Disney and ABC for taking a chance on that, and also to Haley Atwell to taking that role, that big screen role, to the small screen and reprising it. And I think it's a brilliant move. It's something we talked about when it was just rumors of the show coming, that it would be very wise of them to do it in the off season, and they're doing it in that mid season hiatus.
Yep,
which
is
is
brilliant.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant. And if nothing else, I think the success of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Greg Clark's ability to do that very thing you just said, is to take a big screen character and bring him down to the little screen,
right,
and develop the potential there, I think is absolutely amazing. So, hats off again, like I said, like you just said, to ABC, Disney, and Marvel, all of them for giving us Agent Carter. I'm very excited about that. Now, the other spinoff, which all of us are chomping at because of the finale of Arrow's second season, is obviously The Flash.
Yes, so excited for this one.
As we were talking before we went on air, I just this afternoon online saw the actual television promo for it, the whole one, which was like, 5-6 minutes long. My jaw dropped.
Right.
All right. I went, oh, I mean, even in this thing, if this is just the opening episode, I really hope it's an expanded episode, because there's a lot of meat to this thing. Look, hey, you don't want to spoil things for people, but look, if you're listening to the show, you have internet, go find the trailer and watch it on YouTube or whatever, please. But, just in that trailer alone, we get to see the reverse Flash, what they call it, Professor Zoom.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the Weather Wizard.
Yeah, I know.
One of the Flash's greatest villains from his rogues gallery. I'm like, and then the cameo with Arrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Oh, yes. And see, that's the thing I am really praying for here, Brant. All right, that once the series launches and is out there, 2, 3, 4 weeks or whatever, that they really have, they really play off of the fact that they're both in the same world, both established, because the Flash is now a spin-off from Arrow. So I'm really hoping we're going to see a lot more crossovers.
Yeah, me too. And it's also cool because 2 of the characters in the Flash show are actual comic characters as well, the 2 lab techs. The girl, her name is actually the real name of Killer Frost, eventually.
Yes,
and
right.
And the guy is Jaime the New Blue Beetle. So
right.
It's,
exactly. Again, and so kudos to Warner Brothers, because the WB has done an amazing job with the Flash and the creative people behind that show, and incorporating all these familiar personalities and names from the DC universe, and it looks like they're just going to slide that right into the Flash series.
Yeah, and so far it's everything I wanted it to be. The only thing is Barry, the guy that plays Barry, I can't remember his name, but he does seem more like Wally than Barry to me. But that's okay.
Here's something that I was just talking, in fact, yesterday. I was at a local coffee shop here with a couple of my comic book friends, and we were just talking about that particular trailer, which at the time I hadn't seen. Mm-hmm. But one of the things one of my good friends mentioned, and the reason he likes this actor so much, is because he's not this buffed, rugged type. He's not Batman or Superman in that physique.
Right.
He's basically your average Joe who's on the slim side.
Yeah.
And to me, that works perfectly because, again, the Flash gets his powers by this freak lightning accident and all these chemicals. So I never, when I was reading the comics, ever saw Barry Allen as being, again, Arnold Schwarzenegger II.
Right.
To me, he's always been the average guy who has this incredible power of being the fastest man alive.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, and that's why I kind of like the depiction of him in the Justice League cartoons, because he does have that more thin, svelte kind of look to him.
Exactly.
So
right.
I think they're doing everything right so far. If they can keep that pace up, and no pun intended, but and they can pull it out every week, I think it's going to be a runaway hit. And I'm bad puns tonight. I'm sorry.
Okay, hey, you're allowed. You're allowed. I wanted to throw this one other element to you while we're talking about this real quick.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure you saw it by now. You've seen the season finale, The Arrow.
Yes.
One of the scenes at the end of that show, one of the last scenes in the show, was the two, Lance sisters saying goodbye to each other.
Right.
All right. And what does Sarah go and do? She gives
Yes.
Laurel Dinah Lance her black leather jacket.
Mm-hmm.
And she puts it on, looks at her father and says, "Looks good on me." And the minute that happened, I went, "Oh, that was so sneaky."
Yeah.
All right? Because for two seasons now, we've been going, well, Laurel's supposed to be, the Black Canary. How come, it's Sarah and all this? And that whole little write-up leading up to this finale is a perfect setup for Laurel to eventually become the Black Canary.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't know if you caught it, but her father looks at her and says, "Don't get any ideas." And she just gives that dry smile. Yeah.
Right.
Brilliant.
Yes. So, again, man, in the form of genre TV, we've got some really, really good stuff coming.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited. I mean, this is the first time in a while I can remember, honestly being excited about the upcoming fall season. I mean, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. aside, because we knew that was coming last year, there's just several shows that I'm, hyped for, all the ones we just talked about. So it should be a really good season.
Oh, yeah. And I'm wondering, have you caught Penny Dreadful yet?
I have not. Is that good?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, my Lord, yes. And that's if for people who don't know, and let me just get the word out, this is a new series. It's 2 weeks old now. It's on cable. It's on Stars.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And if you can catch it on Netflix or whatever. But so far, they've introduced Victor Frankenstein, Dorian Gray, and, of course, Frankenstein's monster. And, they've got vampires.
Wow.
This thing is awesome. Okay? It's like a darker, twisted version of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And, of course, Timothy Dalton leads the cast.
Oh, nice.
Right? With Eva Green playing a psychic, and Josh Hartnett is a Western cowboy who gets involved with them because he's a crack shot with his pistols.
Wow, that's a heavy-hitting cast there.
It is. I recommend it highly. Two episodes into it, and I'm hooked big time.
Wow, I'll definitely have to check it out. And I know sometimes Starz puts the first episode of new shows up on their website, so people might want to check that. You might be able to catch
please do.
Premiere.
Yeah, I've been seeing ads for it on YouTube and whatever because they're really trying to get people to see it, at least watch that opening episode.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it's well worth your time. You watch the second episode, and trust me, again, because it's on Stars, they're not shying away from blood and violence.
Right.
And there were a couple scenes in it. My wife was like, covering her eyes and that kind of stuff. So it's creepy fun. I recommend it highly. Speaking
of Stars, have you checked out that show Black Sails?
Yes.
Do you like that?
I do like it. It's really twisted in its own unique way. The critics, a lot of the critics panned it because there's a lot more, what's the word I want to use, political shenanigans that go on in the show.
Yeah.
So that there are huge gaps between, what we assume, we recognize as pirate, stories,
Sure.
which is, raiding ships and cannon fire and swords and cutlasses and all that good stuff. And don't get me wrong, there is that in there, but the show is really about, a handful of characters,
Right.
and how they vie for political power on this island that's run by pirates.
Yeah, exactly. I've watched like the first 6 episodes. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to. No, but yeah, if you like it, I say stick with it to the very end, because trust me, some of these people are really ruthless. And the last episode, because my wife and I watched the whole first season, we stuck with it and we enjoyed it, and we got to the last episode, and just when you get to the point where you think, this character would never do something like this, they do exactly that.
Oh,
and
wow.
It's one of those oh wow moments, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, Black Sails is interesting. Now the flip side of this, again, you can pull this off on cable. Because Black Sail has a lot of heavy violence. It has a lot of sexual contents. All right. I mean, again, it's totally intended for a mature audience.
Right.
But when you see that happening in the context of the story, well, again, these are pirates.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
This isn't the story about, professors at Harvard University. All right.
Right.
I mean, these are bad people.
Exactly.
Bad people. And boy, they are in the show. So that you understand that, and as an adult, you appreciate it. The flip side is, I don't know if you've been seeing, the trailers for this, but again, one of the networks has got John Malkovich, and they're getting ready to debut in another week or so a pirate series based on Blackbeard the pirate with Malkovich in the title role.
Oh no, I hadn't seen anything about that.
And I'm like, and they don't show you anything in the trailer except him sitting there, like, in his cabin, eating a bowl, eating grapes and drinking wine with a few, nubile young women, and he's got a little short gray goatee, and John Malkovich is Blackbeard, and then you see his ship, sailing through the waters, coming from NBC or whatever, and I'm really skeptical, because having seen Black Sails and how you can push that envelope, okay, as the, authentic pirate, conniving and murder and butchery, I'm really doubtful that, the network come anywhere close to doing any of that. So we'll see.
Yeah. I tend to agree with you there, but like you said, we'll see. But I do believe we are out of time for this week. Lots of shows coming up. I know Comic Frontline did a whole Media Madness podcast. They talked about a bunch of other shows, non-genre shows, so you might want to check that out. But thank you, Ron, for joining me for this segment.
Hey, it was my pleasure. Thanks a lot for doing this. Hope we can do it again soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that wraps up the Zone 4 segment. And back to you, Chris.
'Cause here he comes, the amazing Spider-Man. More color, web shoot, roof jump, and let's swing Spider-Man.
Thank you, Brant, and welcome back, everybody, to the final segment of the show, and that is the weekly comic book rundown. And Mike's with me this week, once again.
Yep.
And he's going to be going down the books with me from all the companies. These books will come out next Wednesday, which is May 28th, the day before my birthday, 2014.
All right,
so
let's
Mike,
get to it.
Mike, you start us with Dark Horse.
Okay, from Dark
are you
Horse
looking forward to?
Comics, let's see, we have Furious, issue number 5, which I've been enjoying reading. We also have King Conan the Conqueror number 4. I think I'm reading that. There's also Star Wars Legacy Volume 2, issue 15, along with Star Wars.
You don't read that, I do.
I know, but I'm saying for you too.
Don't say it for me. I'll say my own when it's my turn.
Tomb Raider Volume 2, issue number 4. That's really something awesome. And that's all about me, so what about you?
Halo Escalation, issue number 6 for sure. As you said already, Star Wars Legacy number 15, Star Wars Rebel Heist number 2. And I'm enjoying reading the Lucas draft. I believe this is the last part, possibly. I'm not too sure. Well, anyway, that's it for me. So you want to run down the rest, Michael?
Yes, other stuff that's coming out Dark Horse is Aaron Warner's Pharaoh, number 4. Captain Midnight.
Pariah, sorry, not Pharaoh.
Yeah, number
Pariah.
4. Oh, here's one I like. Captain Midnight, issue 11. I missed that. Conan the Avenger, issue number 2. Elf Quest Final Quest, number 3. Halo Escalation, number 6.
By the way, you're reading Conan the Avenger, not King Conan.
Oh, I must have got that confused. Mass Effect Foundation, number 11. Massive 23. Mind MGMT, number 22. Serenity Leaves on the Wind, number 5. And Vandroid, issue number 4.
Cool.
So, okay, so now we'll go into the next company, which is DC.
While the storm hits. DC Comics, we have Adventures.
That was awesome. Like DC Comics. Boom.
We have Adventures of Superman 13. I'm looking forward to that. Batman Eternal, Batman 31. Let's see. Flash 31 maybe, depending. Future's End, looking forward to that. Nightwing's final issue, I'm looking forward to that. Let's see, Red Lantern, Superman 31 to continue the Doom story arc, and that's about it for me. What about you, Mike?
Well, for me, from DC, I'm looking forward to reading All-Star Western, issue number 31. I thought it was called Jonah Hex, but I guess it's still All-Star Western. Let's see. If you would scroll down, please. Thank you. He-Man and Masters of the Universe of issue number 13. Justice League Dark number 31.
I think that's all you read from.
Well, there's DC Vertigo of Dead Boy Detectives issue number 6, which I'm really enjoying reading a lot. And that's it. So, would you like to run down all DC?
Yes. We have Aquaman issue 31. Catwoman issue 31. We did Flash. Injustice, Gods Among Us, year 2, issue number 5. Lar Flees issue number 11. When is this going to end?
The All-Star Western's ending, which, once again,
Red Lanterns 31. Secret Origins number 2. Suicide Squad issue number 30, which is a Forever Evil Aftermath, and a final issue. And then from Vertigo also we have Sandman Overture Special Edition.
Number 2.
Yep. So Dynamite, is yours, Mike? I don't think you have anything from Dynamite.
Let me see. Anything from Dynamite? Actually, to be honest, no. There is not one. So I guess I'll just run down from Dynamite Entertainment. Deja of Mars. Of Mars, issue number 1 with some covers. Doc Savage Annual is out. Dr. Spector, Master of the Occult, number 1, with lots of covers.
Tons of covers.
And Twilight Zone, Volume 5, issue number 5.
Alright, so we're now in IDW. With IDW, Godzilla Rulers of Earth, issue 12. I'm looking forward to that. New Ghostbusters, number 16.
Me too.
And Transformers, Robots in Disguise, issue 29. Mike, what about you?
Let's see. Well, you did say Godzilla and Ghostbusters. Oh, City the Mind in the Machine, number 4. Try saying that 3 times fast. Let's see the other one. There's Samurai Jack, number 8, which is going very well. I enjoy reading that. There's also X-Files season 10 of issue 12, and that's it. So take away all the IDW publishing rundown.
Well, we have 24 issue number 2. Monster. Oh no, that's the second printing. My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, number 19. Star Trek, number 33. X-Files season 10 issue 12.
I said that.
No, oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was something else. That's the mark, the variant. And that's it. So, Image, Mike.
All right, let's see. Image. What am I reading? Wow. I'm thinking. Well, Black Science was. Oh, no, that's a trade paperback. My mistake. Okay, so I guess I'll just do all the rundown then?
Yeah, because I'm not. There's not.
Because I don't see anything.
Well, one for me is True Revival, #1, the crossover.
Yeah.
And Cowl.
Alright. Okay, so, alright. From Image, we have Dead Body Road, #6. Deadly Class, #5. Elephant Men, #57. Fuse, #4. Sex, #13. Sheltered, #9. Skull Kickers, #27. There's a second printing of Southern Bastards #1, and there's also Southern Bastards #2. I can't get that book.
Sovereign.
Sovereign #3. Wow, that was hard to pronounce. Thief of Thieves #21. Treves #1, and that's it for Image. So now we are gonna go into Marvel.
Looking forward to Avengers #30 because it's Captain America remembering what they did to him in New Avengers. Let's see, what else do we have? Disney Kingdom Secrets of the Weird. I believe this is the final issue, issue 5. Fantastic Four issue 5. I'm upset that it's a $5 book, but it's continuing what's been going on with Fantastic Four, and it's an oversized. That's why it's $5 instead of regular price. Giant Size Spider-Man issue #1 for volume 2. I'm looking forward to that. Guardians of the Galaxy 15. Finally, Inhumans #2, which I've been waiting for a while. And I'll leave that one for you and that one for you.
Okay.
And that's all I got.
Alright. So for me, Marvel, All New Invaders.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wait, go up. What was the issue? #5? Okay. Deadpool, #29.
Mm-hmm.
Along with Deadpool vs. Carnage, which was something else. Let's see. I need to go down.
I'm going down.
I was wondering. Thanos Annual #1, which is interesting. Thunderbolts issue #26. Winter Soldier Bitter March #4.
You're not reading that anymore.
Oh. Well, yeah, but you said you would leave that for me.
No, I said I'll leave Thanos for you.
Oh. Well, I don't
But that's
know.
it. So
Alright, so Marvel,
we have,
rundown.
finishing off Marvel, we have, you said Deadpool, right?
Yes, it did.
Dexter Down Under. We have Iron Man 26, Iron Patriot #3, Marvel Universe Ultimate Spider-Man 26 for the kids, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Prelude issue #2, Mighty Avengers #10 for the kids, Miss Marvel #4. We have Uncanny Avengers #20. I can't believe that's still going on. And we have Wolverine issue #7. Now let's go into those indie books and see what we have in the indies. Mike, this is where we basically just mention what we like. I know for you, this one is yours.
Yeah, Archie Comics. I'm looking forward to reading Mega Man #37. There's also
Futurama. Comics #71. I'm looking forward to seeing.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
In Valiant, there's Harbinger 23.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow Man, End Times #2. And then Xenoscope. We love all the books from Xenoscope. We got Grim Fairy Tales Presents Neverland, Age of Darkness #3.
Yes.
We have Wonderland Asylum #5. We have Wonderland Clash of Queens #4.
Yep.
And we have Wonderland issue
23.
23.
Yep.
And also for those of you that missed out on Code Red, the trade paperback for that is coming out this week as well. I think that's it for the comics, guys. So that's it for the rundown this week.
Yep.
And with that, that is the end of another amazingly awesome show. As I told you guys, don't forget to check out the e-panels for both today, which is Thursday, and tomorrow, which is Friday, for the Xenoscope E-panels. We're going to have lots of awesome stuff, a great Q&A, and we have a lot of... I don't know what to expect, honestly. I wish I could tell you guys what to expect.
Just expect anything.
Yeah, it's Comic Frontline, so expect anything. Big stuff coming out of those E-panels. I'm really looking forward to it. And again, thank you guys so much for sticking around. We hope you enjoyed this show. Next week, we'll see what we're going to be talking about next week. This is probably going to be like the aftermath to Xenoscope Appreciation Week, plus a few other things. See if any news comes out. If not, we'll go back to Outside the Pages. But thank you guys so much for sticking around. Don't forget to check out... Oh, I almost forgot. We do have a sponsor. It's audible.com. You can type in Audible Trial. I'll put the link in the description, but you can do a 1 year... 1 year. Very good. Brant, don't kill me. You can do a 1 month trial if you type in the Zone 4 podcast in the URL. Actually, I'm going to, like I said, I'll put the link in the description. But audible.com has some really awesome books. And usually this is Brant's part. Next time I'll be more prepared to do this. But yeah, you can type in Audible Trial. Your keyword is Zone 4 podcast. And you get a whole month of Audible for free. And then it's up to you if you want to stick with it. But there's tons of books on audible.com. And there are tons more being uploaded and put up and out every single day. So definitely something to check out there. And until next time, everybody, keep reading, keep collecting.
And also, don't forget to check out...
I did this. Comic Related, Comic Frontline, and Zone4Podcast.com. Together we are your number one source for comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more.
Oh, okay.
Take care, everybody,
Yep.
and we'll see you guys next time. So I guess there's nothing left except to cue the outro.
Later, everyone.
Join us next time for another episode of
It's a bird! It's a plane!
It's a Podcast.
Up in the sky, look! Up in the sky, look!
This has been a Ventura production.